Hey guys, what's going on? Ernest Wills here. I'm going to do a quick video explaining how far the dollar has fallen and how far it has to fall. And I'm going to be comparing it to gold. And so I'm going to use the whiteboard. I can talk about it, but I think it would be better if I use the whiteboard to kind of draw an illustration about it. Not so much as a picture, but more so math. I'm a math teacher during the day, and so I'm going to use that to try to explain to you guys how far the dollar has fallen, how far it's depreciated, and how much further it has left to fall. So here we go. The dollar became the dollar, who knows how long ago it was, but we'll start in 1913. Because at this time, the Federal Reserve was established. We got a central bank. Didn't have a central bank before 1913. At this point, for the past 105 years, we have one. So at this time, the dollar was backed by gold at a 1 to 20 ratio, which means for 1 ounce of gold, you will get a certificate of $20. Now, today, that same ounce of gold is now $1,200. And so if I divide 20 by 1,200, that shows me how far the dollar has depreciated. So if I do that, that gives me about 1/60. If I do 1 divided by 60, that as a decimal is 0.0167. That as a percent is 1.67%. This means that the dollar today only holds 1.67% of its value. And so if I subtract that from 100, that gives me about 98.33. That means that the dollar has lost 98.33% of its value since the year 1913. And the reason why we are having so many issues economically is because of this right here. This is why healthcare is going up. This is why food prices are going up, and other things, but mainly this. This is why college is going up. This is why we keep having to raise the minimum wage. It's not that the minimum wage is too low, it's that the dollar doesn't hold enough value, so it costs more to take care of people's basic needs. It's very simple. Now, it took us about 100 years to go from here to here. At what point does the dollar completely lose value? I'm going to do another ratio. Okay, so it was $20 an ounce back in the day. If I put 2,000 under here, so that would mean that it costs 1 ounce of gold would cost $2,000. That's 1%. At that point, the dollar only has about 99. It only has about 1% of its value left to lose. And so if I double this number, 4,000, at that number right here, the dollar is now worthless. Now at that point, people might still be using dollars, but they're worthless, and so people will be trying to get rid of them because they'll realize that they don't hold their value at this point. I believe, it's my opinion. I think that when gold hits this price, that people will wake up to the fact that dollars don't hold their value, and they'll be trying to get something else that holds its value. Now here's what's crazy. According to Jim Rickards, he says that the Chinese have not disclosed how much gold they have. He says that when they do, they will be able to back their currency partially with gold. He says when they do that, this is how much an ounce of gold is going to be. $10,000 an ounce. It will be double this. In my opinion, I believe that there's going to be some type of economic event or disclosure that's going to start the slide of the dollar. I don't think it's going to be slow deterioration as it's been throughout this time. There was, things that happened, the war, and then the dollar went up and then went down, and then Nixon took us off the gold standard, and the dollar really went down, and then it came back up because they raised inflation, they raised the interest rates to about 18%, and started going. It's been doing that, and I think it's going to be some type of event. I don't know if it's going to be what Jim Rickards says. I don't know if it's going to be something else, but I really believe it's going to be some type of event that's going to just start the dollar just to do that. How close we are? Look at the world that we live in. It could happen today. Who knows? Hopefully it doesn't, but who knows? And so, at this point, the dollar is worthless. And so, in my mind, I say, okay, I need to be investing in something other than dollars, something that holds a value more than dollars. Nothing has held its value like gold. It just hasn't. If you look at in about 1980, Big Mac. I don't know if I spelled that right. Big Mac was about $1. I think it was a little bit less. Today, a Big Mac is $4. Probably in some places more. Now, in 1980, a Big Mac cost you 0.13 ounces of gold. Today, a Big Mac still just costs you 0.13 ounces of gold. It holds its value. There is nothing on the planet that, priced in dollars, has retained its value since just 1980. That's not that long ago. It's less than 40 years ago. It's not a long time. So when you think about it this way, that priced in gold, it still has held its value. But in priced in dollars, it's quadrupled in price. This is our problem. This is the problem in the United States of America, is that our dollars are no longer backed by gold. It's a free-floating currency. It's a fiat currency, which means that it's backed by full faith and credit of the United States government. Gold holds time. Dollars hold promises. Gold holds time because someone spent their time, their energy, their effort, their resources to find the gold, mine the gold, purify the gold, and prepare it to be held. Because they spent the time and energy and effort doing that, they're not going to give it away for free. That's why it holds time and it holds value. Dollars don't, because they're just printed now. Whether it's through paper or whether it's a number that the Federal Reserve types in the computer. Dollars hold a promise that the government will pay its bills and pay its obligations. The government can only do that if they raise taxes on us, because we're now in $20 trillion in debt. We can't pay that back. The only way they can hold us promises is by raising our taxes. That's the only way they can hold their promises. Or they default. If they default, dollars die quicker. So what's better to hold? Time or promises? I'd rather hold time in gold. Now, let's talk a little bit about silver. How silver plays out in all of this. At that same time period where 1 ounce of gold equal $20. 1 ounce of silver equal $1. So that ratio was 1 to 20. 1 silver gave you, no. Yeah, for 1 ounce of silver, that was $1. 1 ounce of gold was $20. Today, silver is, we'll say about $20. It's a little bit less, but we'll say 20. And gold is $1,200. It's a little bit more, but we'll say 1,200. Now, if we look at this ratio, we already said that it's 1 to 60. The actual ratio is about 1 to 70. So, in today's dollar value, gold is 70 times more expensive than silver. However, the real value of silver is way more. The reason why gold has always been more expensive or valuable than silver is because it's rarer. That's it. But today, there is more gold than silver. There's more gold than silver. So, at some point, silver is going to have to be more than gold. And I believe that when that happens, gold will be much higher, which means silver will be much higher. Silver is the best, it's just the best bargain right now. So, what I believe is that whenever the dollar loses the rest of its 1.6%, 6-7% of its value, that silver will take off like a rocket. So, again, it's not about getting rich quick. It's not about being a millionaire or billionaire, whatever. It's about holding something that you, so that you don't get caught with your pants down when this whole system blows up. At some point in the very near future, I don't know when, the system is going to blow up. The banks that are manipulating silver will lose their ability to do that. So, the wise thing, in my opinion, I don't give financial advice. I say it in every video. I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. It's just information. In my opinion, silver is going to do way better than gold because it's out of this ratio. This ratio is out of whack. When they established that ratio, I don't know at what point in time they did. I know it was before the Federal Reserve was established. But when they did this, America was in pretty good shape financially. Yeah, we had the Great Depression, but the Great Depression didn't have anything to do with depreciating dollars. It had to do with we didn't have enough, we weren't producing enough to be able to pay our bills, and people just getting into debt to buy stocks. Oh, they're doing that now. Okay, so we're going to have that problem, plus this problem, plus the social problems. We're going to have a lot of problems in the near future. And they will not be solved with the current government how we have it now. So there are going to be a lot of changes. And I believe that those changes will not include US dollars. What will they include? I don't know. They might come up with a new dollar. I don't know. But they have to include gold and silver in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Why? Because it's always been money. Always. It has always been money. That's it for this video. I hope that you were able to see how far the dollar has fallen in relationship to gold and why gold and silver hold their value over time. I'm going to be doing more videos like this so that people can kind of see it and so it can kind of register here. If you found value in the video, please like, subscribe, share, and I want you to consider, if you don't have a place that you are getting your precious metals already, I want you to consider ISN International Silver Network. We have a large variety of silver, gold, coins, bars, bullion, jewelry, all those type of things. And every item that you buy provides a meal for the organization, Feed My Starving Children. So that said, I'll put the link in the description. If you're interested in becoming an affiliate with ISN, that link will also be in the description. Always remember, this is real money. Everything else is credit. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, CDs, ETFs. It's not real money. This is real money because it's already been paid for with time, energy, effort. God bless. Peace out.